Hello, my name is Taisha. I've been on Zepbound for 75 weeks and I'm back to give you an update. So, if you've been here for a while, then you know that I'm a creature of habit and I like routine. And recently I had to switch it up. I got to a place where I was just not as excited and motivated to do these things that I've been doing for over a year now. And I want you to know that that's okay. It's okay to change things up. Okay. Even in maintenance, you have to do what you need to do to make this journey sustainable for you. So before I was anti working out outside of the house. Um, I didn't want to do that. Now I've been strength training consistently since March of last year. And in June, towards the end of June and early into July, I missed 3 weeks of strength training. And I remember like feeling low energy, just unmotivated, a lack of desire, no like excitement about any of the workouts that I was looking at doing. And as I said in a previous video, I ran into an old trainer and it just clicked for me. So I finished my second week of that this week and I'm still feeling nice and sore, but I feel good. I feel this sense of accomplishment after each workout, which is going really well. Something else I'm also incorporating yoga now. So that is something I'm practicing again. And there's so much intention behind it. So I have found things that make me feel good and they're sustainable. And while I am feeling this motivation, I'm getting new habits established. And that's something that I want you to take away from this video. It's okay to switch things up. Sometimes it's necessary. So you can be consistent with certain behaviors and then still switch them up. So I'm still strength training, but I'm doing it 3 days a week and I'm doing it with the help of a trainer. Um, and I feel in this 2 weeks that I'm already accomplishing more than what I was doing on my own. But I don't have any regrets and I'm not, downplaying what I've done so far. But it's just like I'm ready to elevate to another level. And so I'm leaning into that, doing things that make me feel good and that are good for me. And again, without this expectation, without putting something on it to make it like work. And if you've been feeling blah, whether you're on a GLP-1 medication or not, maybe try doing things to switch it up and doing things that are challenging, not things that could hurt you, right? Doing things that are challenging where you have that feeling of accomplishment afterwards. So, if you're new, I'll give you a quick recap. My highest weight was 216 pounds. When I started on Zepbound, I was 183, and I'm currently 125. I don't I get on the scale to share that information with you, but I really go by DEXA scans. And that's something that I get pretty regularly. And I care more about that because I care about my body composition, how much muscle I have, how much body fat I have, and making sure that I'm not having a high amount of visceral fat because I tend to carry that in my midsection area, which is actually the most unhealthy place for that to accumulate. So I'm good there. This is this is my new life. And you're here with me on this journey and you're going to see me change things. So for a while, I was dead set on just working out from home and doing YouTube videos. And now I'm going out of the house and I'm working out with a trainer and I'm going 3 days a week and the time is 8:15, so I'm done by 9 and I have my day ahead of me. What I had been doing is coming home and doing my walk right after, kind of like while that momentum is going, but there was a day that I ended up doing it later. But I find that I operate better when I get it done. And so what I started to do when I was doing it from home is pushing it off, right? Pushing it off later and later and later. And I'd find myself at 11 o'clock at night doing my workout. Now, I'm not saying that I wasn't putting forth full effort, but my energy level at 8 a.m. is totally different than 11 p.m. So switching that up, learning that certain movements I wasn't necessarily doing the right form, getting that under control and already feeling a difference. Something else that I've changed recently is so I've been taking creatine since December, and I was doing 1 scoop of 5 grams. When I met with my trainer and we did an assessment, she told me about the benefits of ten grams. So now I do 2 scoops every morning, and I've been doing that for 3 weeks. So I am not well versed to be able to explain the ins and outs, but the research is out there. And I would say do your research and talk to your medical provider and make sure they're okay with that. Um, I know that if you're diabetic, there are different factors, and I'm not diabetic, and I don't have that issue. So some of the limitations that you would have as a diabetic, I don't have that. So that's why it's important to talk to your doctor. Okay. Um, Something I did yesterday, which made me feel really good, was I did my first 5K. I didn't have any expectation. I wasn't trying to race people. I wasn't trying to be the first in line. It was something to do. I wanted to try it to see if I could. Now, the last time I did a 5K, it was with back in 2006 with a rucksack with 85 pounds of gear marching through sand. So this was definitely more pleasant, kind of challenging, but doable. Definitely not planning on doing a 10K or anything like that, but the 5K gave me this sense of accomplishment and it felt good. And then to have, strangers just all at the end, at the finish line cheering you on, like just a great feeling. And 8:10 on a Saturday morning, it was a great way to start the day, and I felt really good. So, I'm not sure if I mentioned it already, but my time was 31 minutes and 57 seconds, and I feel like that was good. And I'm not gonna diminish it by saying, for not a runner, that's irrelevant. The fact that I got out there and did it, it felt really good. So I challenge you to find something that maybe it's something that you've been wanting to do and you're a little nervous about it because you're thinking like this could be challenging. Maybe try it out and see how you feel. If you're feeling blah about what you've been doing, switch it up. Switch it up. We don't have to keep doing the same things. And it's okay to try different things. So, what I'll be doing, what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks, my new routine is strength training 3 days a week. Again, next week I'll go Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 8:15. And then I'll also be doing some sprinkling yoga classes in there. And I think what I'm going to do is maybe schedule them for after the strength training session because it's a good way to stretch and I like that that zen feeling. And I feel like I'm in a more peaceful place. So that is working out well. As far as my eating, obviously we all know, and if you're new and you don't know, I am a vegan and I primarily eat a whole food plant-based diet. And I've been experimenting with switching up some combinations, adding different things, trying new recipes, and that's been going really well. I haven't tried anything yet where I was just like, this is disgusting. I'm never eating this again. So that's going well. Again, do things that you enjoy. And I'm not in any way, shape, or form telling you, I don't tell people how they should eat and how they should move. I really believe that for it to be sustainable, you need to eat foods that you enjoy. And then if you enjoy foods that aren't necessarily healthy for you, maybe decreasing the amounts of those and trying to incorporate more healthier options, right? I'm not saying your diet has to be boring or it has to be restrictive. I don't believe in being restrictive. And let me make a comment about that. I got a comment saying that um, basically saying I was talking out of I'm not familiar with the phrase, like, talking out of 2 sides of my neck because I'm telling people not to be restrictive and I'm a vegan. And I don't understand how that person doesn't get the difference, but being a vegan is not about restriction. It's about the animals, right? About the animals. Um, that's what it's about for me. So I don't wear leather or furs or anything like that, and I don't eat anything that came from an animal. And I don't look at that as restriction. That's a lifestyle. That's a lifestyle. So it's not a fad for me. It is my lifestyle, and that's what works for me. So I don't recommend. I would never tell someone to you need to become a vegan because that's going to help you lose weight, because that's not true. I was a very unhealthy vegan before I started my Zepbound journey, eating tons of processed foods and excess. I wasn't moving my body. I was barely drinking water. It was a lot of lattes and energy drinks and things that just aren't healthy. Now, I don't assign value to food like good foods and bad foods, but we need to be honest. There are things that are healthy and that are unhealthy. And if you're consuming more healthy foods than unhealthy foods, that's better for you. Now, I know that that is just common sense, but I just want to bring that to your attention. It's not necessarily about something being bad or good. Okay. Um, let's see. I am going to be doing a lot of different things that are stepping outside of my comfort zone, and I'm excited to share those things with you. So you'll notice I'll be adding more shorts. Um, I'm even more active on my Facebook page. Now, I have a Simply Taisha Facebook page, but that's basically just the things that I post on Instagram are put on that page, that Simply Taisha page. But as far as my personal Facebook page, just sharing more things, like sharing the things that bring me joy. When I go out and do things, sharing that. So that's the season that I'm in right now. And it changes. I do go through certain times of the year where I'm more, I want to say hibernation. And my goal this year is not to fall into that trap. And I say that because when I get that way and I get withdrawn, I'm missing out on so much. So, my goal this year is to not do that. And I'm a work in progress. Many years of doing the same things, it takes work, and it's okay. And I enjoy sharing that. And I love hearing your stories and your encouragement. And this community means a lot to me. So, just want you to know that those things will be switching up. I still be doing the daily dose of mindset because that is something that is as valuable for me um, as some of you have said it is for you. So I have no plans on stopping that, and I do plan to do it every single day, and I really do enjoy it. So there may be times where, because I'm recording them and editing them and posting them every day, that it may be a little later if I have something else going on. There are some times where I can record it the night before, but I really do enjoy that whole process of getting up, recording it, posting it, and moving on with my day. So that's going to continue. The live streams are on Monday, every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, for my members, my channel members, we just finished up an 8-week program and it was called Simply Beyond the Scale. And I got some feedback on that. So I'll make some changes to it, because the goal is just to continue to get better, to be able to provide value and be a space where you can come and feel seen and heard and leave with some information that benefits your life in some way. That's my goal. So there's not necessarily like an entertainment channel, where it's going to be flashy. Someone told me I need to be more energetic, and I show up as me. What you see, this is me, right? Of course, you don't see me in all settings. You don't see me if I'm upset or if I'm in crazy traffic or something like that. But generally, this is me. So what you see is what you get. And if you like it, welcome, stay here and, be a part of this community and share. And if you don't, That's okay too. I'm not for everybody. And there are lots of, you know, other content creators, and there's some great ones out there. So, and even more than when I started. So I think that's really nice. I don't think I've missed anything. This is a little short because we're going to the beach today. So again, stepping out of my comfort zone and doing things and interacting with friends and doing stuff with family. So that is all I have for you, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I wanna leave you with this. Remember, we can share our journeys, but we should never compare them. Keep it simple. Bye.